موجودين اليوم نحن بدبي واتش ويك مع براند بلغاري، ورح نحكي مع الهيد اوف ديزاين دايركتور اوف ديزاين فابريتيو بوناماسا، ورح نحكي عن الاوكتو فينيسيمو لاين من التوربيون للالترا سليم للدبي اديشن. فخلينا نشوف شو رح يحكي لنا وشو الانسبيريشنز ورا هاللاين. Fabrizio, how are you today?
That's fine, thanks.
Oh, well. So what are we talking about today? We said we were going to discuss the Octo finissimo line.
Yeah.
Starting with the tourbillon.
Yes.
Can you tell us a little bit how it started as a project?
So this finissimo execution is a very long journey for us. We started more or less 8 years ago, and the tourbillon is the first watch that we launched in this collection. It was very difficult to achieve this result. Still today, the tourbillon is the thinnest watch in our thin collection. So it's to achieve these results, you need to think in a different way. For example, the cage of the tourbillon is totally different compared other common tourbillon. The case even is difficult and even is different, and we decided to have this design and this collection on the Octo shape because this is a part of our way to break the rules. So in the tuxedo and formal watches, often you can find just round shape and thin bezel with wide dial, and we decided the Octo will be the right watch with this very unique shape. It's a small architecture. So once again, it was absolutely unexpected results. When you have the Octo, it's a small architecture. When you make this absolutely unique execution, you have a watch absolutely different.
And as a start, is there a reason why you started with the tourbillon complication instead of, for example, doing the manual winding or an automatic watch?
It's a part of our strategy for the finissimo execution. We start with the complicated watches. The tourbillon, as you know, has some components that you cannot apparently make thinner than the components that you find today on the market.
So it's a challenge also.
It was a challenge. It was a great challenge. And as I said before, still today, the tourbillon movement is the thinnest in our finissimo execution.
And
so
just won an award.
it's yes, it's 1.9 millimeter compared to the manual winding that is 2.2 if I remember well. So we started with the tourbillon because it's a very wearable complications. It works very well with this concept of formal watch, but completely different in terms of design. And after the tourbillon, we have developed the manual winding movement, just to have something more affordable. But the manual winding movement is something for a niche for a watch collector, so watch connoisseur. And after that, the minute repeater, the thinnest minute repeater in the world. So this is a little bit the beginning of the story of the titanium and the finissimo collection. We need to have a very loud sound, and to have this you need big space and a lot of air inside the case to amplify the sound. But if you want to make the thinnest minute repeater in the world, you have to be clear, so have to be the thinnest, so no space for different components and no space for different designs. So at the end, we decided to go with the titanium because we need to have a different approach and even a good quality of sound. We are Italians, I'm an Italian designer, so I have to make a necessity out of a virtue. The main constraints was how we can do this watch to have a good sound. The answer to this question was to use a different material.
On the case.
For the first time, you have a very cool and contemporary look in one of the most old complication movement that you can find from the Swiss watchmaking heritage. And have to be clean. We love to play with this kind of constraints. So we have to use the titanium, and the titanium has to be the face of this watch. So it was a great success. It's once again like the tourbillon. It's a small, it's a niche of our clients. Often our collector collects. We have collectors that have just chiming watches in the collection, but it's in the pinnacle of our skills. So we decided to have the same approach after the tourbillon, the manual winding, and the minute repeater on an everyday watch. That's why the automatic watch. So
This is this one.
this one, the watch that gained the prize in the latest Grand Prix of Horlogerie in Geneva, it's the thinnest automatic watch on the world today, and even the Tourbillon is the thinnest Tourbillon on the world.
And you just won a JPHG award for it.
Yes, for the Tourbillon and the male watches category. It was very great achievements, and as you know, everybody starts from an idea. So we start to make sketches, and we work a lot with our watchmasters in Les Sentiers to develop this idea. If you want to break the rules, you need to think about in a different way.
Yeah.
Otherwise, will be difficult. Yes.
How long it took to design the Tourbillon?
The Tourbillon, but all the entire finissimo collection. As I said before, it's a very long journey, and it's not the last stop. So just for the automatic one, you have to imagine that you need 5-6 years to develop the movement. For sure, all this movement was developed. Imagine of the evolution of the line. We cannot imagine the minute repeater, and after the tourbillon, and after the manual winding, and after the automatic one. You have to imagine that the finissimo execution for us is a great asset. We'll continue to invest on finissimo. Each year we will continue to talk about finissimo, but for sure it's a long journey. So when you want to make the thinnest watch in the world, not just for case and the movement, but even for the bracelet. So that's why we develop this kind of bracelet. So the buckle, it's completely hide in the thickness of the bracelet. We develop a different link, so when you fold in the buckle, it's absolutely in the thickness of the bracelet. It's full integrated. When you wear this watch, it's perfect in terms of ergonomics on your wrist. And this is means pure design for us. It's not just beautiful movement that works very well, beautiful watches, incredibly very unique construction in terms of bracelet, but even details that often are hid and it's difficult to discover, because this is a pure design object. We love to make some special edition for some markets that make sense with the taste of our client in specific regions.
So we're talking about the green one, of course, done for the Middle East.
We produce this dial in-house. It's more or less 25 different layers of lac. So it means that you need 1 week to produce a batch of this dial, because you have to cook 25 times.
Okay.
And it's at the end of
25 times to get that green every time.
You make a lac, you make in the oven, you make a lac, you make in the oven, and just at the end of the process you can see if the dial
It's up to your standard.
Yes.
So what's your favorite of all the...
My favorite,
have to pick
as you
one?
can imagine, all these watches are my baby, our baby, so it's difficult to say I prefer this one or I prefer this one.
So you wear
I wear since Basel Fair this year this watch, the automatic one, every day. It's strong enough to be wearable for an everyday use. I ride my bike, I drive my car, I use at home with my kids. It's an all-day use, and I think it's the most important thing, because it's a watch, it's a product that you have to use. So maybe the favorite one will be the next one, because as you know, for a designer, the most important thing is the next challenge.
Perfect. All right, Fabrizio, thank you very much for your time.
It's a great pleasure.
Thanks a lot for all the insights.
Thanks.